Okay, so before I start, you can probably hear it in my voice a little bit. I am still feeling sick. I've been feeling sick for a little while now, but hopefully I'll get better soon. It's just that time of year, you know, the people just get sick all the time and it sucks. But anyway, hey guys, my name is Sicsen and today I'm going to be sharing with you how I balance school, work, and YouTube. And for you guys, it doesn't necessarily have to be school, work, and YouTube. It can be like school, work, and whatever other hobby you like video games or something. You can really substitute anything out with this. Like if you're having trouble with time management, then maybe something that I say can help you. Like I'm not saying that I'm the master with time management and stuff, but I have come to learn a few things and a few tips that have helped me over the past couple years. So first things first, you really don't want to be too hard on yourself. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. You just want to be reasonable with yourself because there are limits. Like you can't just expect to do a bunch of things. Like you can't really be a jack of all trades. Just try to find something that you're interested in and good at and then focus on that instead of trying to do everything. If you know that you're a person who can't work while going to school, then don't work while going to school. Like some people can do that and some people can't. It just depends on the person. Like some people need to focus more on school and some people can do both. But either way, you shouldn't feel bad about yourself if you can't do something or if it's just too much. Like don't feel bad about yourself. Just try to find out what works best for you. Next, I just want to say always put school or work first. Like no matter what hobby it is you're trying to incorporate into your schedule, like in my case it's YouTube, you're just going to want to remember that school and work is the priority. Like if you're doing a hobby and you hope that it becomes a career, then yeah, you should focus on it. But for now, when it's not a career, you should really focus on school or work or whatever it is that you're doing because that's what will most likely guarantee you a career. So if you're like me and you want to be a YouTuber, first you need to figure out what kind of videos you want to make and what videos you see yourself making over the course of I don't know, a couple years. It really depends on how long you will stick with it. For me, I've only been doing YouTube for like a year and most of my videos are centered around video games and gaming and whatnot. But I have branched out and I've done some different things. Like I've done challenges, tags, I've done vlogs. You guys know, if you're subscribed to me, you guys know that I do a weekly vlog every week and that's not always necessarily gaming related, but it is something that I enjoy doing and I like making those videos. So if you know what you want to make in regards to YouTube videos, then you are more likely to stick with it. I'm so congested. A good question to ask yourself for YouTube videos is, what do you love? In my case, I love video games, so that's why I started making videos on video games, and I really wish that I had started sooner. So if you're kind of debating over whether you should start YouTube or not, then you should definitely start now, because I regret not starting sooner than I did. I mean, I was thinking about it and I was like kind of, maybe I will, maybe I won't for like a couple years, and I was like, but nobody's gonna watch my content because I don't have like a good camera or whatever. Honestly, even if you don't have a good camera or like the right equipment, then still you can make YouTube videos and it'll just be a start. Like you can always improve. So another thing that I do to kind of keep myself organized is I make video ideas. Like I actually have a Google Doc like spreadsheet of ideas that I have, and I have them scheduled for like each day of when I know that I'm gonna post, and you don't have to be that thorough. Like I just like doing that because I like being really organized and I like knowing what I'm doing. So I like knowing what video is coming next, and I like being able to have a plan so that I'm not just like stuck all of a sudden like I don't have a video to post and I don't know what I'm gonna post. Of course that schedule is always tentative. Like if I'm not feeling the video, then I won't make it, but a lot of the times it helps me schedule my time better. Another thing you want to consider is how often you want to post or how often you want to do whatever hobby it is that you want to be doing in between school or work or both. So if school and work takes up the majority of your time, then you're probably going to want to post less frequently. Right now I post 3 times a week, and that's kind of a stretch actually for me because school and work takes up a lot of my time. Like I work 30 hours a week and I also go to school full time, so 3 videos a week can kind of get hard if you don't have a schedule. Hold on. And in the beginning, when I first established that schedule, I was really bad at sticking to it. Like it would come really quickly and I'd be like, wait, I have to have a video for today. Like I don't have to have a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I want to. It's just a personal preference for me, and like, you don't have to have a schedule if you don't want to. Like, that's just the way that I do things, and that's the way that I keep my whole schedule organized. But if scheduling isn't your thing, then don't do it. Speaking of scheduling, that's another thing that I want to talk about, is you should really kind of, at least in your head, figure out a schedule that works for you so you can fit in school, work, whatever hobby you want to be focusing on, and then like free time for like socializing and for family time or whatever it is. Like, I have like this tentative schedule in my head that's like goes on a weekly basis, and I'm like, okay, I'll wake up in the morning and then I'll do some YouTube stuff, and then I'll go to school, and then I'll go to work after school, and then when I get home I will do some more YouTube stuff, and then maybe stream, and then I'll leave myself some time in between for like eating and for spending time with people and whatnot. Of course, sometimes you might have to deviate from that schedule. Like in my case, the past week there were 2 birthdays in my family, so obviously I was busy doing stuff with my family, and I had to kind of push my other stuff to the side for a moment, and that's okay. Like, not everything is going to be the same every single day or every single week. But if you have like a kind of a tentative schedule in mind for how you're gonna spend your time, then you're more likely to follow that schedule instead of just going by ear. And another thing about scheduling is doing things in advance. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you might have noticed that I schedule my videos. Like, actually right now I am recording this on December 3rd, and it should be going up on December 6th or 7th, I forget, the Friday, the next coming Friday. So I'm recording this a little bit less than a week in advance. And the reason for that is that I know I'm not gonna have a chance to record the video, except for right now. My weeks can get pretty busy, and I don't really have time to be filming a video and then editing it and then having it posted by like the next day. It is very rare that you'll see me record, edit, and post a video all in one day, because it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of time, and I like to take breaks in between so that I'm not like frustrated with myself or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with scheduling your videos. Another tip that I have for you guys is don't be frustrated if you run out of motivation. It happens to me all the time. Like, I'll be doing really great and I'll be getting a lot of stuff done, and then all of a sudden I will have no motivation to do anything, and I'll just want to fall asleep in bed for like 100 years. I mean, it happens to everyone, and it really isn't something that you can predict. So if it does happen to you, then don't get mad at yourself, don't quit, because it will pass eventually. And if it does keep happening like over and over and over again, and you feel like you're always unmotivated and that you have never had any like period of time where you are actually motivated to do stuff, then that might be a sign of like depression or something, which I have experienced, and I'm sure a lot of other people have experienced. So if you are struggling with that, then you definitely don't need to do it alone. You don't need to cope with it alone. Like, if that's something that you're struggling with, then it can really hold you back from doing things that you want to actually do. So I would encourage you, if you're experiencing that, to go seek help in whatever way that you can. Like, I know that's not always easy for a lot of people. Like, it wasn't easy for me when I first started experiencing that, but like now it's just a lot of things have gotten better, and trust me, like, if you are motivated, everything seems way better. But still, I get unmotivated sometimes and I just don't feel like doing anything, and that's okay. Like, that kind of leads into my next point, which is don't be afraid to take breaks when you need them. Doing a lot of things at once can leave you feeling like you don't have any time to yourself, which is why breaks are so necessary. Reward yourself for a really productive week by letting yourself sit in front of the TV all day. I do it all the time. I know a lot of people who do it as well, and it's a good way to recharge and to be refreshed for like the next week or something. Another thing that I want to tell you guys is, if you're not enjoying whatever you're doing, whether it's school, work, or your hobby, then you don't have to do it. I mean, with school and work, that's kind of more tricky, because with work, I didn't enjoy my work until like a year ago. And even now, what I do for work isn't what I want to be doing in the future, but it's still something that makes me money. And I understand that. Like, a lot of people don't like their jobs, but they still do it because they need money. But if you're dreading going to work every day, then that might signal that you need to change your job. Like, right now, I don't dread going to work at all. Like, I mean, I may be kind of like, oh man, what a waste of time. Like, I don't feel like it, but I'm not like dreading it. And it's the same thing with school. Like, if you're going to school and you find yourself just really unmotivated with going to school, like especially for college students, like with high school, you can't really not go to high school, I guess, but when you're in college and you're spending money to go to school, like, it's an optional thing to go to college, and if you're really hating it, like, if you're having second guesses about what you chose to do, then you don't have to continue doing it. You can take a semester off, or you can transfer, or you can do something that will be more helpful to you, and that's fine. And of course that also goes with hobbies. Like, if I ever find myself not enjoying YouTube like I used to, then I would probably try to find a way to start enjoying it again, and if that doesn't work, then I would just not do it anymore. Thankfully that's not happened yet, but I don't know, with the whole adpocalypse thing and YouTube's whole issues, then I don't know when that's gonna happen. And the last thing that I want to tell you guys is that if you need to work to save up for equipment to do whatever you want to do, whether it's photography or YouTube or whatever, each paycheck you get, just put aside some money for like a new camera or whatever it is that you need, and you'll be thanking yourself later, trust me. Another thing to look out for is scholarships. Like, if you're in college, then please consider filling out some scholarships, because a lot of the time people don't actually fill them out, and like, you could be the only one. Oh god. Okay guys, Jesus, I can like barely talk anymore, so I'm gonna end this video here. That's really all I wanted to tell you guys anyway. My eyes are like watering because my throat hurts. But I hope you guys have success in whatever it is that you are doing right now, and whatever passions that you have, because like, having a passion for something is just like the greatest feeling ever. Just like the feeling of wanting to do something and wanting to get better at something is just like, that's what always drives me, and I hope that's what drives you guys too. So I hope this video helped at least somebody. I got a couple comments like a little while ago of people asking like how I manage my time and how I stay motivated, and so this is kind of like a video to just explain all that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.